Go.
Ready? I am Vincent Jennings. I live in Lawrence County in Marionville, home of the white squirrel and the white races. I've lived in the Ozarks since 1983, and I have a degree in economics from Missouri State University. And the reason why I'm involved in politics is because I'm concerned that it's coming to the place where only the elite and the rich and the powerful are being able to run for office and to be elected. And it's very frightening to me that normal folks like you and I have a very hard time being elected because of the way the system is set up. And I think that if more people get involved and put their foot down and say, we're not going to take this anymore, that, things may change. So I really want to get involved to represent the people first and foremost in my district. And my district is Lawrence County, basically. I don't have any complicated boundaries or what have you there.
What's the district?
157.
Okay.
And the current representative is Mike Moon, and he's probably the most ultra right-wing fanatic in the state legislature. He tried to impeach Governor Nixon, despite his party telling him not to. He wants to completely ban abortions in Missouri for any reason: incest, rape, health of the mother, save the life of the mother. His attitude is life begins at conception and ends upon natural death. And it really frightens me that he wants to, take options away from women, when they can start their family. It just seems like it's just such big control that they're doing. And I'm frightened that the legislature in Jeff City is becoming more radical and far-fetched and right-wing. And I'm afraid that our liberties are being eroded as a result. Absolutism is very frightening to me. When people live in absolutes and extremism, that frightens me too. I believe each and every one of us have a right to live the way we want to, as long as it's, sort of within the bounds of the law. I think concerning freedom of religion also means freedom from religion. It's a two-way street. And I, respect Christians, Jews, Muslims, you name it. And likewise, no matter what my belief system is, or no matter what my lack of belief system is, that's my business. And I should have the freedom to worship or not worship according to my own conscience. I'm for Medicaid expansion because there's a group of individuals in the state of Missouri who do not qualify for Medicaid and do not qualify for the ACA. So these are the people really who probably need it the most. Healthcare coverage, that gap there. And just if they would just expand Medicaid, then that gap would be closed, and then the ACA would begin where the Medicaid ends. I mean, it's a very logical solution, but again, it comes down to politics and wrangling and political power being more important than service to the people of the district of the state. If they achieve a super majority in the state legislature, it's going to just be a mess and a nightmare the next 2 years. The veto session that they had in the fall is just going to be a shadow of the things to come. I'm against right to work. I'm a firm believer that the unions in this country is what gave us our 40-hour week, our health benefits, and our vacation days. And I feel that the Republican-controlled legislature will attempt to make Missouri a right-to-work state. I am for marriage equality. I believe who I fall in love with, as long as I'm an adult, that individual is an adult, it's nobody else's business, as long as we're two consenting adults. Like I said, I feel that we cannot sometimes help who we fall in love with. I mean, you fall in love with somebody, you're in love with them. And I don't think the state has a right to say, we don't recognize that love between you two. And I hate to see people get thrown in jail for marijuana, especially when it's legal for recreation purposes in 2 states and medical purposes in 20 states, including Missouri. If you have epileptic seizures, you can receive medical marijuana for that. But I think it's a complete waste of resources to throw people in jail for marijuana. These people, most of them are hardworking, raising families. You throw the individual in jail, what happens? Their family has to go on public assistance. And all they do is go to prison and become better criminals when they come out. And, if a person really does have some sort of drug problem, let's get them help, through rehab. Don't throw them in prison. And if we stop busting people for marijuana, then that's going to free up our law enforcement, to pursue the real criminals in this country. And I think that corporations evade their taxes, and the small business person is the one who carries the burden of the taxes. And I think we need to have some more equality when it comes to businesses and taxes. I think if a corporation in Missouri outsources to another country or what have you, that they should lose their tax credits, their whatever you want to call it, their perks or what have you, and honor those businesses that are hiring individuals locally. And I'm a firm believer in giving tax credits for solar and wind power. I'd like to see the farmers implement that more into their industry. And that's basically it as far as the basic issues. If anybody has any questions.